His restaurant, Makoto, is located in one of the lesser favorable neighborhoods outside the city center of São Paulo, and attracts all different people of all different lives of paths, reconnecting this diverse and local community to their own food tradition, their own cultural history seen through a new lens. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our next guest, Rodrigo Oliveira. The floor is yours. Welcome.
É nóis. Thank you, Richard. Thank you all. Boa tarde a todos. It's a great pleasure being here. Great responsibility. Thank you, Richard. Thank you all, What Design Can Do team. You were very kind inviting me here. Honored and pleased to tell a little bit of our history. And it is a history of a small restaurant in the suburbs of São Paulo, founded by my father in 1973. And here we go. My father came from Northeast Brazil, but not the seaside, not those beautiful beaches we see on TV. He's coming from the countryside, the inlands, maybe one of the driest and poorest region in Brazil. And as many others, as 1,000 others in the late 50s, he moved to the south, to São Paulo, running from drought, running from starving with his family. So he started in the worst kind of jobs, in the hardest conditions. And in 1973, he started a new business, kind of a small grocery, selling product from his homeland. Imagine that it hasn't the colors or the diversity of Amazonian products that we are used to know, but there was deep, powerful flavors in there. A friend of mine said once that drier the land, deeper the roots. Drier the land, deeper the roots. That's why maybe every sertanejo, the people that came from that region, that poor region, always dreams about coming back to his homeland. And that was my father, maybe trying to reconnect with his origins. Started that business selling fava beans or dried beans, dried meat, the cheese from that part of the country. And it was a success. It was really nice because other people from that part of the country start coming and somehow creating a community of migrants, right? And then the restaurant's from 73, I'm from the 80s, 1980, being more precise. And then the restaurant was always there. Since I was born, I born in the restaurant almost. And by 13, I start working in there. My father was mad because I was more arranging trouble than helping. But I was there every day. When I left the school, I was going there because it was the only way to be with my father. He was working 16 hours a day. He was and still is my hero, great guy, wonderful one. And then I realized if I want to be close to him, I have to be here. So unfortunately, I fell in love with the restaurant. My father was mad with that, and I left the college. I was studying environmental engineering and then environmental management. And then I left, and my father, why? Why to do that? it doesn't worth to be here. And it was a humble place. It was me, my father, and 3 people more working every day, every single day. And he knew maybe by the time that it was really hard. But there was no way to coming back. So met a guy that was at the culinary school, and it was pretty new there in Brazil by the time. And then I realized, if I want to learn something, I have to go to school, to culinary school. And then in 2003, start studying, and it was the moment of turning tables, when it was the first time I got into a professional kitchen. And then I realized that I could put everything I learned into our kitchen, into our cuisine, that our humble ingredients could be more than it used to be. So I'm still there, as I'm here right now, telling you this story. And I want to show you a short video of a day at Mokotó. Let's see it. Alô, alô. That guy works in there, Josaphat. He's working in there for the last 36 years. That's my father. Just realized I need a haircut. I was better in there. We are always trying to define ourselves, so people are trying to do that. And maybe one of our goals right now is to present each time more inclusive experience. And how to do that in a city where everything is so exclusive. Quality of life is really exclusive in Brazil, even more in São Paulo. A few people that has a lot of money, they have access to the good stuff. The majority of us, we don't have it. So, but it was not guided. We just found that was the way we are doing things, because we were poor people, right? And there was no other way to do things if it wasn't to our to their equals, right? So, but being inclusive is more than being affordable. So we realized that one thing, when you have different groups together, like really rich people, poor people, famous people, workers, how you make them comfortable, because they're not getting touch anywhere else, right? How, right, at the bar, shoulder by shoulder, how they can feel comfortable with each other. Maybe it's treating them the same way. Doesn't matter if a TV star or, a powerful banker, they will wait in line because there's no reservation. They will eat the same, they will pay the same, and we realize that make them, everyone relaxed. And when you pay attention, you see that you are making connections in there. Other thing, it's not all about price. For sure, it's important, but it shouldn't sound cheap, even if it has to be affordable. We don't like cheap stuff. Actually, we like the good stuff. We like it a lot. We are cooking organic beef, for example, but we can't afford the prime cuts, those beautiful steaks. But, the cattle, they are not only steaks. They have legs, right? They have mocotó. Mocotó is the popular name for cow's feet. Yeah, and it all started with one dish, mocotó soup, cow's feet soup. That was basically, and still is, we are serving that for 44 years, cow's feet. So, but we like the good stuff. So we can afford for the steak, but we can afford for the tongue, for the heart, for the shoulder, and they are delicious. Maybe better than the other parts, the easy ones. We like the hard ones, the ones that demand time, patience, work, talent. So that's how we can serve the good stuff for more people. Not everyone, but a lot of, I would say later. Other stuff, in a restaurant nowadays, for a great experience, you can add everything. Music or really fancy furniture, a lot of design for sure, like crystal, silver cutlery, exquisite produce. But if we can afford all, we will focus on essential. And for us is warm hospitality, first of all. A beautiful place, a comfortable place, and really delicious food, right? There's a lot of adjectives for food, but it, first of all, has to be delicious. Right? It has to be healthy, affordable in our case, legitimacy, but it has to be delicious first. And make it beautiful. Doesn't matter if we're cooking cow's feet, doesn't matter if we're cooking beans, rice, or beef heart, but we want to make it beautiful in our own way. Our place, we are not by the seaside, we are not in the mountains, so we are in the suburbs in a really working class area, sometimes a dangerous area, but we want to make it looks beautiful, so we try to add some art, we add some design as much as I can. And for sure, for connected to everything, we have to be creative, right? We want to present the old things in a new way, in a better way. Nowadays, we have more research, we have more knowledge, so we have to make it better, always. And also presenting new things. Mocotó is a 44 years old restaurant, so it always related to tradition. And yes, it is, because it's all related to the heritage of my parents, to the place where they came from, but it's also related to innovation, and it's really important for us. Most of the time, we are talking about really known products or dishes, but each of them has a new look. We try to make them evolve as we are evolving as well. And I like a quote from Massimo Montanari, Italian thinker that wrote Food as Culture. He said, in my words, he says something like that: tradition is innovation that works. Someone somewhere found and domesticated fire, right? And someone else started cooking, and it was good, it was valuable, useful. And someone else later trying to eat new things, and it was wonderful. And then at the climax, we found stroop waffles, and that was unbelievable. But it was innovation by the time, but it was good. It had value to market, to society, so it becomes tradition, right? I love a quote from Andoni Anduris from Mugaritz, one of the best and most creative restaurants in the world. He says something like that: innovation happens in whispers, not in loud voice, not in screams. Innovation happens in whispers, little by little, step by step. There are dishes we are serving today that is maybe we have 50 versions of that to the last one. As he says also that innovation has to create value and add value to market and society. Otherwise, it's pointless, it's meaningless. And our food should be also legitimate and legible. If we're serving ants, for example, it's legitimate because it's a traditional food from Northeast, from a certain time of the year. But if it's not legible for the public, we didn't reach our goal. So we try to shape things in a way that people can understand and people want to have that. So that's how we think about tradition and innovation. And when we think about a dish or refurbishment of the place, we think about something that will last. Now, it shouldn't be for the week, it shouldn't be for the day, it shouldn't last for a decade. We are talking about tens, but yeah, it should last for a decade. And we have some icons in our restaurant, like the yellow tabletops. By the time I made the first refurbishment of the place, we couldn't afford for real furniture, for professional furniture. And there was a guy there in the suburbs making furniture for kindergarten because his wife had a nursery school by the time. And I talked to him, oh, could you make maybe 10 tables for me? We had only 10 tables in there. Wouldn't fit anymore. Could you do that? Yeah, I can do that. But I have just pink, blue, or yellow. So maybe yellow is better, right? So it became a signature of our place, the yellow tabletops. And here we have mokoto soup, here with fava beans, our kind of jerked beef, smoked sausage. Atolado de bode, it's goat stew, made in a really careful way. We use the whole animal, no exception. Everything is in there, and I think it's beautiful. I think so. That's how we serve rice and beans, and everything is designed to share to connect people. It's in the middle of the table. You start serving yourself and help your colleague by the side. Escondidinho, this is manioc and carne seca, two staple foods from our people. And we are serving a parmentier shape torresmos. We are really proud about that dish. Maybe we have 100, we are in the 100 version of that. And we are really proud about this because it's one ingredient dish. Alain Passard was telling that should be the greatest goal for a cook to make a remarkable dish with one ingredient. And we are making that with pork belly, maybe the cheapest part of the pig, with a lot of care, with a lot of work. We make a contradictory piece of meat, really crunchy and crispy in the skin, tender and moist in every bite. Pork belly, really poor people food. Dadinhos de tapioca, another icon from our restaurant, and it is made from three poor ingredients: milk, tapioca, and cheese. And now it's spread around the country, and it's being served in Le Dauphin, in Paris, at the Museum of Modern Art in San Francisco, California, in Tokyo, in other places. I thought I saw my time has gone. Queijo de coalho, tapioca that we make our twists in that, our sweets, rapadura ice cream. No one were eating or serving rapadura, right?
I'm getting hungry. I'm getting hungry.
One more. Dulce de leche and umburana creme brulee. You should try that one.
Thank you very much. Serve now.
10% on discount for the ones who stay here till the end. And give me 2 minutes more. Maybe 20% of discount, right? Caipirinhas made with... Caipirinhas, and we are serving Brazilian spirit, that is cachaça made from sugar cane. It's a really simple strategy for us. We make everybody drunk, so they love the food. And it always works. That's why in a couple of minutes we will be serving cachaça over there, outside. For everyone, you can pay her €1. So, we are passionate about our dream, but it's a business. And the business are going fine. Thank you. We had some important awards for the last years. We have been pointed as best Brazilian cuisine. Never happened before us. We were talking about European cuisine, right? French, Italian, Spanish. Never anyone put that attention to Brazilian cuisine or regional cuisine. Best value, chef of the year, a lot of compliments from the market. We are number 28 in the 50 best Latin America, with an average ticket of $15 per meal. We are serving 20,000 happy customers per month. We have 100 people working there, really talented, really brave ones. We have actually, this is just for Mocotó, but we have with the Esquina, almost 40 people graduated from college in a country that less than 10% has this kind of access to the college. So we are serving 6,000 dadinhos, a lot of caipirinhas, and we got, yes, our very first Michelin star with our neighbor restaurant, Esquina Mocotó. And there's a video, if you don't kill me, I'll let them see that presents Esquina. And it's really quick. It can be louder. So, tá bom. Just finished.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rodrigo Oliveira.
And inspired by all this yellow, by what design can do, we printed some T-shirts that means cabra macho, tough guys, and beautiful girls. And I would love to share with you guys. Come on. Ajuda aí, Nina. If you like to.
Shall I skip the Q&A? Yeah?
You deserve that. Oh, I'm sorry. Come on.
We'll keep it at that. Thank you.
Obrigado.